I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Knibb Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Knibb Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. People, good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Again, I am your host, Manningsman. And after the long marathon that we had today, listen, I know you're probably saying you're tired, but I had to do this because these two gentlemen that are about to join me have been long standing supporters of the platform. One in particular, I'm always giving me ideas and supporting the work and stuff. And so we're going to speak to them because this is about them and some of the work that they have been doing. One I think we want to do at I Am Sure Sports is always to highlight and emphasize people who are making an impact. Especially when they do it, they don't, like the scripture teaches, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And sometimes because these schools are not the popular or the dominant school in terms of sports, we don't get to hear the stories of how lives are being transformed and the kind of aid that is being given to schools by individuals who sacrifice their time and their effort to change the young man's life. I'll say this because in the Premier League over the last couple of years, you have seen many of these players playing from Chapperton Maroons to Vere, to Holland, to Mobile United. And it is because of the consistent work at this particular school, right? It is right there in Trelawney, right? And one of our great athletes went there. It is known as the William Knibb Memorial High School, and we have Garnet Denton, right? Many of you know him as a big time former footballer, right? Played for the likes of Violet Kickers and won the Premier League with them. So the Montegonians know him very well. And we have also one Mr. Keegan, who is going to be here with us, Kevin Keegan, and they're going to talk to us about the happenings and the shenanigans going on down there at William Knibb High School over the summer. And also what we want to do is people, especially Fitzroy Grizzly and Beaver and Balakar, all of you Trelawney people who you have talked about, Trelawney and all of those things. I want to make sure that you join the show today, right? Because I want to make sure that you are contributing to this great effort. All right, so I don't want to delay them any longer. You may see me frozen, but I don't know. I'm trying to move and maneuver to see what is going on. But if you see me frozen, as long as you are hearing me, everything is good. I'm going to fix that. So let me introduce um, my two guests, right? All right. You see the names? Mr. Denton, welcome. Mr. Keegan, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yes, man.
Greetings, man. Greetings.
All right, wonderful. The picture is a little frozen, so in the meantime, don't worry. I'm going to sort it out for you. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to close the camera so you see the I Am Sure Sports logo, but you're hearing the voice. All right, so we can have a little, uh, you know, quality to the video. So, welcome. Good to have you. This should have been done earlier today, so I want to express my most humble apology for the late belated start. I know you guys are hard workers, and you probably, if it wasn't for the lateness of the show, would be in your bed. You know, as Jamaicans would say, join some bungie right now. But you're up and stuff. But how you both doing?
Good enough, man. Once there's life, there's hope. So I'm alive, man. So can't complain.
Yeah, man. And likewise, I have no complaints at all. Grateful to be here and grateful to be on this platform.
Yeah, man. All right, listen. Both of you, right, from William Knibb, just for the people who don't know, you understand me? I'm just give them a little bit about just a couple of minutes about your football, just William Knibb and then the league, and then from both of you or whatever league after William Knibb, and then we get into some of the crucial stuff that are happening that the people need to know about and support.
All right. Garnet Denton, class of 1989. Attended William Knibb 1986. Played 4 years at Augusta Cup football. Originally from Montego Bay. Was living in Adelphi, born in Adelphi, St. James, and went to Montego Bay. Attended Colonel Avenue Primary School, Mount Salem All Age, Anchovy Secondary at the time. Came high school after a while, and then William Knibb, 4 years there. Football career started at Arnett's from way back in the days. Arnett's Football Club, Montego Bay. Then move on from there. It has been a long road, man, but you just have to move on. Leave Arnett's, and I went to some other clubs in Montego Bay. Volley Kickers was one of the clubs that I went, and that was where it all began. Win 2 Premier League, national invitee twice. Cornwall County Lions was a part of that team as well. That's basically it, and we're trying to give back to the school right now. So it was started with Keegan, and invited me on the venture. So here we are now.
All right, Keegan, tell the great initiator. Tell the people a little bit about it, about the football. Kind of see a little synopsis of the journey, because we don't have enough time, because that is why Sir Denton don't come on the program, come talk about the mystery, because it's too elaborate. You understand me? We are going to need like 5 episodes. But go ahead, Keegan, and talk to them.
Yeah, man. We keep it short and spicy, right? So, started William Knibb in 1983 up until 1988, right? First year I went to William Knibb, play under 14, so I represented the school under 14, under 16, under Costa Cup. Left William Knibb and went to Camperdown and did 6th form. Also played Manning Cup at Camperdown as well. 1990 and 91 for Camperdown Manning Cup, and I played the Costa Cup 87, 88, and I sat out 89. For my football journey in Trelawney, I also played.
You played for Camperdown 1990, the greatest Camperdown team that never win a thing.
Well, we actually played the finals against Charles Smith that year. Yeah, I wore the number 10 that year, but the greatest Camperdown team to never win anything would have been the 87, 88 team still. with Pepsi and Danny and Bucky Barnes.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
that
played
was the one.
after.
Yeah, yes. 87 with Ratty.
Right. So I played after. I played after.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
actually went to the finals and it was a 0-0 draw with Charlie Smith and we were beaten on penalties. I actually missed a penalty in that final. So
You should not have said
yeah.
that part, so you lost the finals, man.
Yeah, man, we lost the finals, but a part of the journey. So I mentioned that.
Yeah.
While at William Knibb, I also played Trelawney Division 1 at the time. As a 15-year-old, I represented Invaders, but it was called Ball Disciples then. We won the title that year. We beat Village United, which was a top team in Trelawney. Because I'm from a football bed in Trelawney called Bunkers Hill, right? I've always been a football bed. We were the first team to win the Trelawney Division 1 outside of a team from Falmouth, right? And that year we were called Ball Disciples. And as a 15-year-old, I was a starter on that team, and we won. So I'm very proud of that. After leaving Camperdown, though, I came to the US and I played college soccer here as well. I had some great years here. And basically, that's my football journey. It's a journey that I've, enjoyed along the way because I've made so many friends because of football. And in terms of what Katri said about starting the initiative with giving back to the school, I have to also big up Ronald Beckford, who's still a teacher at the school, because he reached out to me at the time and told me that the school were in dire needs. And so, we initiated the thing. First person I called was Codfish, and we called, I think, Chiwali and another pass baller named Skinner. And that year, I think it was 2014, right, Codfish? That was the initial year, and the rest is history up to date.
Oh, wow. So you're celebrating 10 years of giving
Yes,
back,
giving back.
2024.
Well, actually, officially, because prior to that, we were always giving back, right? But it wasn't on an official platform, so to speak, And let's big up a couple of the men who were doing it before us, because you had Skinner and Charlie, Elderite, Nanko, and others too. We're always giving back to the school. We made it official. And like I said, even prior to us doing it official 2014, we were always giving back, boots, balls, cones, etc., bibs. But we made it official in 2014.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that is great, and I know so part of what you do is also a mentorship program with some of the youngsters in the team as well, like past players and former players, kind of talk to it's not just to give them boots and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about that aspect of it, in terms of how, as past players, you go beyond just the football, but help with school stuff as well, and just motivation and inspiration to the football team in particular.
Well, management, I just want to elaborate on what Keegan said just now. We want to thank social media as well, because as Keegan said, it was going on before us, but it's just that it wasn't it wasn't out there. So social media give us a platform now to put it out there and say, hey, we are doing something. We were there once, management, and we know what it is like. So a mentorship program is very important, and I reached out to the principal and wanting to start a mentorship program where most of these youngsters, these footballers, they need to have a mentor, because if I had one back in the days, I'm telling you right now that things would have been much better. So each time we go down and we get a chance to talk to them, we talk to them about sports, we talk to them about academics. And one of the things that we drive into them is that you are a student athlete. You have to be a student first. The sports will come afterwards. You have 5 years of high school. Make use of the 5 years, because as a snap of finger like that, the 5 years gone. So we have a situation where we want to let them know that you're all not going to be engineers. You're all not going to be doctors and lawyers. So if you have a technical subject or technical area that you're good at and you can work at it, please work at it, because sometimes after the D Cup, you don't get the subjects. What are you going to turn to? You have to have something where you can turn to. So these are some of the things that we want to drive with the youngsters.
Man, that is awesome. Go ahead, Keegan.
All right, and just to sum up what Katri said, right? When we were at Knibb, during when we were there, right? I know Casman Jasper Williams was a star there. There was Shanavan De Souza and Chuale, who played with us, Chuale Silva, and Codfish, right? Along with other players, right? And one of the things that we knew at the time was that academics was very important because we weren't seeing many professional footballers coming out of Jamaica, right? There were one or two. And so we knew that academics was what was going to get us where we wanted to be. Informally, we knew that. So we weren't really introduced to the formal aspect of it. We just knew that our parents were sending us to school and we needed to do what we had to do. However, fast forward, we've come out into the world now, right? And I've seen some very talented players who didn't go on to be professionals, right? And I mentioned a few names before, the Chuales, the Casmans, the Shanavans, the Garnet Dentons, the Barrys, and even myself. We never went on to be professional footballers. And when you look at the ratio and the numbers of how many players go on to be professional footballers, it's minuscule, right? So that is where we come in now because we've lived that life and we've done pretty good for ourselves outside of football, right? So we've lived it, which is why it is important for us to go back and talk to these boys and girls and to explain to them that there's life after sports. All right, let's say you even go on to be a professional, right? However, the life of a professional is short. Your career is going to be short. So there has to be something to fall back on after your professional career is done, which is why the mentorship program, which was, brought up and introduced by Garnet Denton, right? That's his baby. I have to give him credit for that, right? Which is why that is so important for us now. And it's important for us to also work with the school, the principal, to be exact, for us to get that program not up and running, because it is up and running, but to make sure that it continues.
Yeah, I think that is. I like what you're saying because I know a lot of the schools, what they do is that they even go as far as helping kids who have the requisite qualifications to go onto college. They look at opportunities even overseas for them, where they can get into college programs based on their footballing skills. So I think that is a big thing that you're doing because Trelawney is one of those parishes that, the William Knibbs do good and the Cedric Titus does well. But no, they don't have a Premier League side. So you have the players who more often than not, they move out of the parish. And like I said, what happens if that move doesn't work? What do you fall back to? So I think that mentorship aspect of what you guys are doing is significant. It is so significant. And kudos to you and keep up the good work, man. But you have been doing a lot because normally you keep some events in the summer overseas and then you keep a big event in Jamaica to culminate all things and where the give back is done to the school. Talk to us about the events, what has taken place already, what is coming up, how people can contribute, dates, time, and what are the expectations. And I have the flyer. So if you guys want, you can talk and I can put up the flyers and pictures of stuff, and you can probably say that picture is so and so. But tell us a little bit about what is going on this summer. Does the group have a name?
Yes. So we're officially called the D Cup Alumni, the William Knibb Memorial High School D Cup Alumni, right? And even though it says D Cup Alumni, it embodies a lot more than only D Cup players, right? And we do have a team. It's a unit. So it's not just Catfish and myself. We're the ones here today, and we might be at the forefront of it, but we have a team, right? So officially, it's called the D Cup Alumni. And just to run down the events, right? Our first event each year, well, starting next year, our first event will be our barbecue. We're your favorite Jersey barbecue in Florida, to be exact, Miami. Well, Fort Lauderdale, Miramar area, right? And that's on the President's Day weekend where we do a fundraising barbecue. Then we have a second barbecue in New York, which is the original barbecue, right? And that's on the Memorial Day weekend. It falls on the weekend when there's also the Trelawney Day link up here in New York, in Mount Vernon, New York.
All right,
and then,
do you realize though that when they tell people, like, some people don't know the Memorial Day weekend and them things, so you have to tell them, like, yeah. So the people who don't know.
You're absolutely right.
American listening now.
You're absolutely right. So let me go back to the February event, which is, we call it President's Day weekend, right? So that event is in February. And, we could give out the exact dates because the weekend, the President's Day weekend always falls, I think, on the last weekend in February. And President's Day is always on a Monday. And so the event is always on that Sunday. And so the Memorial Day event, again, it falls in May, and it's always the last Monday in May, right? So it's always the last Monday in May. And then now, the big event, which is the meet and greet, is on the campus of William the Memorial High in Trelawney, and that's always on August 1st, which is Emancipation Day. And we know how it works. If the holiday falls on the weekend, then we will then do it on a Monday, right? So this year, obviously, it falls on a Thursday. So it will be on Thursday, August 1st. It's a meet and greet where, it doesn't matter what era you went to the school because we're all inclusive. If you were in the first class of 1961, 62, right, you're invited. And if you just graduated last year, you're invited. And if you're a student currently, you're invited. It's all inclusive. And like we said, the name might be the D Cup alumni, but whether you play the Costa Cup or not, you're invited because a number of our members, and I mentioned their name, I mentioned a few names. So you have Paul Williams, who is pivotal in what we do. You have Marvet Webb, you have Paul Cowell, you have Anthony Tiger Paw, Catfish, come in. Oh, you have Birani Brown, you have Alf Newman, you have Barry Bluff, you have Kirth Carter, you have Mahara Shaw, you have Grayson. Catfish, help me with some names because the team is very good.
Rose Hamilton Reeves.
Nanko Blanco, you have Father Kem.
Yes, those are the persons in the diaspora, management, and we want to big up the UK side of the alumni because Nanko and Ellerite, that they take care of that side as it relates to boots and pegs, so that is good on their part, but as Keegan said, it wouldn't be possible without these other support from these guys, because I'm in Florida, Keegan is in New York, so it would be impossible for us to make it run, with us being away. So we rely on those guys to just chime in, in whatever way they can.
Yeah, listen, one thing I want to ask is that what is this Ford vehicle that we're seeing right there? What is the connection between William Knibb and this vehicle?
Oh boy.
History.
So, that Ford vehicle, yes, man. Oh my God. That vehicle goes way back. That was our mode of transportation from William Knibb into Falmouth. And this is just a model. There were about 3 or 4 of them, Catfish, right?
Yes.
So it was a husband and wife team. So you had Billy King and Miss Kem. And so this one that you're looking at, this one was the premiere of the lot, which the wife drove, Miss Kem, right? And so it was called Mr. Blue. So everyone would want to get in this one just to get the ride to Falmouth, which is the ride is about not even 15 minutes. But those rides, man, oh my gosh. Now that we think about them, those rides were memorable, man. So that is the story behind that blue Ford Transit van, man.
So man, it's like it's hard for us to talk about Mr. Blue, Miss Kem, and a big up Papa, because Papa was the conductor on the bus, and he's an ardent, football supporter. So big up Papa in a way there. Enough respect. Man, that picture that you put up now, during the pandemic, we had a tablet drive in addition to the boots, and that was a presentation at the school. With, as you can see, Paul Williams supposed to be in that picture making a presentation to Linford Wright, our principal.
Okay, all right, that's good. And this one that's a coach right there.
Right, and that's I think she was the acting principal, Miss Steele, at the time. And then you have 2 legends right there. That's Chuale da Silva, and then you have Garnet Denton next to him, and then
three legends, Keegan. I think
Keegan at the end.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so every year you present boots to the entire team, and balls and stuff.
Correct. Yes. We'll say equipment because it's a wide variety of things that we give back each year.
And man, when we said we're giving back, we know we are footballers, but at the end of the day, if we approach someone and say, sponsor 2 boats, and the person say, okay, them only have spikes. We're gonna take the spikes because you have track and field, regardless of what Usain Bolt is giving back to the school. If him say have some spikes so him can contribute towards the track program, we're gonna take it. Not because it's football to play. It's a William Knibb thing. Purple, white.
and that picture right there is Tiger, who is, like I mentioned before, a big part of what we do, along with Stephen, who we adopted. Steve is no longer a student, but while a student, he was confined to while a student at the school, he was confined to a wheelchair, right?
Wow.
And so the Big Up alumni adopted him, man. So he was part of us. Well, he's still a part of us because we still reach out to him now, even though he's not a student here anymore.
All right, awesome.
That's the William Knibb D Cup alumni past student. That's a team for that day. The team that played on the August 1st.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Any notable names?
Yeah. Yeah. So on that pic, I think I see Chris Jobson and Chuale is in that picture as well. I see Taxa, that's Melvin Thompson. I see Little Ziggy, and I think I see Brandy's.
Christopher Jobson, you have Brenton Rodney, and Brandy's. Yes.
All right, don't worry. Look, I don't want to struggle too much, More legends. Oh, that almost look like Durant Brown.
No, so that's Chuale again, and Chuale, and the little sharp man in the middle is one of our past captains, Julian Magiban. And the other two on the end, they're part of the Cup alumni. They never played ball. That's David Watson and Paul Cowell.
Okay.
No, management, can I go back to that picture, please?
The one with the young lady.
Okay. This one.
Yes,
all
that
right.
one.
Management, God rest her soul. That's a former principal.
Oh.
Wow. We play a game on that day, and we have a cup in her honor. The Alcia Morgan Cup. So she taught at Monroe, also Cornwall and William Knibb.
So you play against Monroe for a cup that is named after her.
Yes.
Because
she was the vice principal at Monroe, and then she was a principal at William Knibb. And like Katri said, she also taught at Cornwall College as well.
Okay. All right.
And that's a Jerky, the Great Blacks.
All right. And that's
the coach.
Dwight Jeremiah, the coach.
Dwight Jeremiah, right.
So, man, we tried something last year and it worked. Normally we'd have like a presentation before the games, like starting at 11:30 in the auditorium, and we realized that we're not getting a lot of people don't normally come early, definitely. So we just say, all right, we scrap it and do the presentation after the games. So that was in the past where we used to wait on people to come.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through and see.
That picture there, Manning's man, was the 2014 when they had the presentation in the art room.
Okay.
And Shauna Scott, one of our past students as well. So Manning's man, after the season, what we normally do is treat the guys. So big up to Buckle and Duncan's Bakery. We always reach out to Buckle because we try to keep it in the family. We always get a cake from Buckle and treat the youngsters to pizza, KFC, drink, and just to show them that we really appreciate the season, whether win, lose, or draw. But that's a part of giving back.
Awesome.
Wow. So this picture of Manning's man, you're looking at legends right there. So on the end, far left, you have Gerald Era Scott, right? I'm sure you know him, right, Manning's man?
Yeah, man.
All right. So and next to him, that's Alvaranga. And next to Alvaranga, that's Casman Williams.
Yeah.
And then on the end is Shanavan D'Souza. So these guys were part of that great 1982 William Knibb team that should have won the Costa Cup. All four of these guys, legends from William Knibb.
Oh, they played Titchfield? Was it Titchfield?
They played Titchfield and lost in the rain.
Yeah. I can't rate this William Knibb team because they make Rudolph speed beat, man. I know that possibly in a Rudolph Speed on the beat on
A
the
Rudolph Speed or Kingsley Chin? I thought it was Kingsley Chin.
Kingsley Chin and Rudolph Speed was on the team.
Oh, I didn't know
Really?
Rudolph Speed was on the team.
Yeah, man, Rudolph Speed was on that team, man.
Oh,
The Mannings man, still in the Mannings man. When you're good, you're good, you know. Because it's a speed scene when the Mannings man. Because you can't see where what how he is now. You know, you can see the result from back in the day.
The Titchfield team was good.
So
yeah, man.
so Mannings man, each year auto supply, we do a presentation to ancillary staff or each worker. So this is the ancillary team, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 of them are recipient of that of trophy, the plaque. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, that is awesome, though. So you guys basically do something for everyone who has been a part of the system, especially from the time you were involved at the school. So it's comprehensive, you know, from principal to auxiliary staff to, you know, there's mention of the drivers and the bus and just everyone included and involved. And I think this is awesome because, like I say, it goes beyond football. Yeah.
Right. Correct. Because we were taught in a man that everybody, we show respect to everybody in a Mannings, man. Whether you were the janitor, you know, a teacher, the principal, you know, we showed and we showed respect to each and every one. And that's what we want these youngsters to see, not to look down on anyone, because everyone plays a pivotal role in that institution.
Yeah. And this is like a presentation to the school.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that is this one of the games. Also, that is the cup, the Alcia Morgan Trophy.
Correct. That is it.
Okay. So go ahead.
There's another trophy management at the Linvern Wright Trophy, where Rossies and Cornwall College play for that trophy. Also,
let me see if I have a picture of that one. This is a Camperdown team.
Yeah, that's a Camperdown alumni team. So most of these guys is who I played with 90 and 91 at Camperdown.
Okay.
So they come down and would us play a Knibb alumni versus Camperdown alumni, you know, on that day as well.
And that's a Camperdown, the Costa Cup.
And that was the Camperdown Manning Cup team that year, right?
So, Management, one of the things that we try to do is incorporate the police officers from that parish or that division, and we normally invite the police on that day to play a match against the alumni. And if we don't have enough police, we start to mix it up. So we try to incorporate the police officers in the area to be a part of the system as well. That's Monroe team.
Oh, that's Monroe. So we saw Camperdown Cornwall College Monroe. These are netballers. DJ.
So management, each year, what we do, we try to identify a student that has had academic achievement, and we present a plaque to them. In addition to that, we do one for discipline also, and one for most improved athlete. So on the first, we would make that presentation.
Oh, this is the Linvern Wright Champion Trophy.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so how the games go is that Monroe plays William Knibb for a trophy.
Correct. And that is the feature game. That is the last game of the day.
And then Rossies plays Cornwall for a trophy.
Correct. And the reason for that Rossies Cornwall trophy, obviously, you know, those are two stalwarts from the original Zone B. And then our current principal was the principal at Rossies prior to coming back to Knibb. And he's also a past student. He actually went to Knibb when we were there. I think he was a year ahead of me at Knibb. So the trophy is named after him, the Linvern Wright Trophy.
Okay. All right. So how does Camperdown fit into all of this now?
All right. So in previous years, we brought down a Camperdown Manning Cup team, right? But we have gone away from that and decided, let's have Rossies and Cornwall play, right?
Okay.
But we still bring down the Camperdown girls. So the Camperdown girls will be coming this year again. They came last year. They'll be coming this year again to play against I Got Next team, which is a team put together
Right,
by
but
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, right?
Right, correct. And so, we've incorporated the females, the girls, in that sense, right? And I want to mention the netballers because I think we've glossed over that. So let's talk about that real quick. There's going to be a netball extravaganza, and the netball is being organized by Marsha Rodney, Margaret Anderson, and there's another young lady. I'm forgetting her name right now. But the netball, we've incorporated netball in it, management, and it has brought wonders because that has also brought out a number of young women who wanted to be involved in something within the school. Michelle Reed is also a part of that. I know Chelsea Alvaranga was there last year. There were a number of ladies there last year, you know. And so this year it's going to be bigger because I think they've invited a number of other netball teams, which will now making a netball rally. Previously, the current netball team would have played against alumni, but this year will be bigger because they've invited a number of teams, and so they'll now be playing for a trophy. So there'll be a netball rally for a trophy this year.
You're going to the Cedric Titus people must be saying, look, we are your biggest rivals, and we invite us to your preseason thing.
For football.
For football, yeah.
And management, it's funny, because it's something that we've thought about, but the fact that we're going to be in the same zone,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Which is why we thought about it but didn't do it. And maybe in the future we can invite Cedric Titus but have them play against someone else, and we can take a sneak peek at them.
Management, it's going to be in the future. Without a doubt, it's going to be in the future because for the competition to be in Trelawney, and we have so many teams, as Keegan said, but they are in the same zone, but they can play against another team. But it was suggested, and we do take suggestions, and so it will be.
Maybe they can play against like a Great Pond, one of those teams right on the outskirts of Montego Bay. You never can tell.
And management, it's possible, but what one of the things is that we press for time. So the female game, and we want to keep the female game a part of it, right? That game starts at 11. And so if you start at 11, you want the feature game to get the full complement of the time. And that was one of the issues we've had last year and the year before where, my past coach, Jackie Walters, had complained that the Monroe-William game was only played maybe 60 minutes because, nightfall came. So either we're going to look into getting some lights at some point.
Or start earlier.
Yeah, to start earlier than 11, boy, it's kind of tough in that sun. Because even the alumni game that we're going to play now, we're going to play that to the side, which is going to be a scrimmage game because we're old men. We can't run up and down at the sun at, 85, 90 degrees. So, maybe if we can get some lights, then we can incorporate a Cedric Titus, like, as I said, play against a Green Pond or somebody like that. So, yeah, that's in the plans of the future, definitely.
All right. So tell us again, the date is the 1st of August.
Which is Emancipation Day. So it's a holiday.
Day at the William Knibb Memorial High School.
Martha Bray Trelawney, Jamaica, right. West Indies.
Starts at 11 a.m. in the morning.
The first game, starts at 10 a.m., but the first game will kick off at 11 a.m., which is the female game, right?
Okay.
And another important...
Go ahead.
Yeah. Female game first, then the William Knibb alumni versus Trelawney Police. That's the second game. Then the third game is Cornwall versus Russies. Big Zone A, clash up. And then the Monroe versus William Knibb will be the feature game. But to the side, though, you'll have the legends playing to the side. So to the side, on a scrimmage field, you'll have Garnet Denton, Kevin Keegan, Chualda Silva, Kurth Carter, which is a name I forgot to mention as part of the D-Cup alumni. Kurth Carter, Casman Williams, Shanavan D'Souza. So the legends will be playing against some legends from Campanon. But that's a scrimmage game to the side, which I think might draw a lot more spectators than some of the other games, right? But that's just going to be a side show. And importantly, like Catfish mentioned earlier, very important, the presentation at the end at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. in the auditorium, where we will recognize the most disciplined player. That's an award presented by Codfish because he's a disciplinarian. And then I'll also present the best academic performer. That's an award I'll present in my mom's memory. she was a teacher and she was big on education, and so I tried to, immortalize her in that way. And then Paul Cowell will present the most improved athlete. And this year we have a few surprises of people that we will be recognizing, which I can't mention right now. We wanted to remain a surprise.
All right, sounding good. What is the admission?
Free of cost, man. Free of
Whoa.
cost. Listen, man, that's your past school, There's no admission to enter the compound. But we'll have refreshments on sale, though. Food and drink will be on sale, but we'll never charge. Well, for our event, we'll never charge anyone, any patron to come on the compound on that day. That will never happen.
All right. So suppose someone watches this video tonight, tomorrow, and say, "Man, I never know that all of these things are happening. I used to go to William Knibb. I'm from Trelawney. I went to some other school, but I've always believed that William Knibb, because there are persons like that, they never got to go to the big school in their parish, but they just love it. You understand me? So they feel like they're a part of the school. What if there's someone now who says, I hear about this, I want to be involved, I want to help. I have like some boots, I have, some shin guards, I have some bibs, I have a couple of footballs that I can give back to them. How can they do that? I have some money. How could they do that? How could they, a Trelawney resident who says, listen, I want to give a $5,000 scholarship to a child. How can they do that? Who do they reach out to? What's the name? What's the number? And the information that they reach out to as they listen and want to be involved in the good work that you're doing at the school.
And management, I'll say this. We have a number of those people on board already. We have a number of them. And let's highlight Michael Johnson, because last year, Michael Johnson never came to William, but he always wanted to, right? And so he's a part of our family. Yeah. Absolutely. And he did a scholarship last year. And I think it's going to be annually. So whether it's to a student at William Knibb, like he did last year, or an incoming student from Granville Primary now. It's no primary, not all age anymore, right? But to answer your question directly, for those folks who want to give back and be a part of this, they can reach out to myself, and I'll give my number. My number is 347.
Hold on, let me just put it. Let me just pin it right here. 347
607 4034
4034.
And I'll also give you my email just in case.
All right, let me just put up this one first. All right, so there you go, people. Let me just make sure I get the spelling right. All right.
And again, everyone and anyone who wants to give back is more than welcome. One of the things that we're big on is transparency. So we do everything publicly in terms of what we collect and what we give back to the school. And so I'll turn it over to Mr. Denton, and he can give you his information.
What is it? What is the email address?
Oh, my email address. So my email address is Keegan. That's Keegan.
Yeah.
And that's 0221@yahoo.com.
0221 at yahoo.com. All right. Yeah. So there you go. All right.
You have 954.
All right. So let's go 954
639
639
2991.
2991. All right.
And my name is on the screen, Garnet Denton. The email is the same, garnetdenton@gmail.com.
Garnet Denton. All right.
Man, there's another number that I need to add to it. Paul Williams, is one of our asset person where he keep the boots that are there. He have a number from his number is 876.
Hold on a sec. What? Let me just put in your email address and Garnet Denton at Gmail.
Correct.
All right, so that's the email. All right, and the number is 954
639
639
2991.
2991.
Yes.
All right. So people, these are you get Keegan's number. I'm going to also put it in the I'm going to put it in the description of the video, right? So you'll have it even after the video. So these are the numbers, these are the persons. You got two email addresses, two numbers, right? There you go. All right, YouTube not allowing me to send. All right. Um YouTube not allowing me to send it, What is going on? What is wrong with YouTube? What is wrong with me? All right, give me the other person number.
The number
What,
is
what's his
876
name?
Paul Williams.
All right. Yeah, 876.
4.
Yeah. 4. I look like we lost him right there. You know the number?
Yeah, I know the number. Let me just double check it.
876
56
456
3504.
3504. All right, Paul Williams.
Yes, and management, Keegan spoke about transparency. And as I say, I wanna thank the social media, for once we get something, we put it out there. It's not like it's a top secret. If somebody make a presentation, we put it out there. We have a William Knibb site where Keegan started it, as a matter of fact, where we have a lot of people on it. 1.5, I think 150,000.
Yes,
And I know
1.5K, correct. Yes.
1.5K. So management, one of the things that Keegan in try to do is like outline and highlight people that have done something good, whether you go to Knibb or not. But once you're part of the group, your birthday come up, you have the information and put it up. So a presentation is going to be made. We are transparent enough to say, all right, yeah, we take the picture and we put it up there so everybody can see. So it's not behind any closed door thing.
Yeah, and I see that is the way to go in, because once people see that and people know that what they're giving is being used for what it was asked for, like it builds traction. And I think it's a right way to do it. And yeah, and it will get support. You understand me? But I think this is a good thing, and I always say this whenever past students, because at the end of the day, you're not obligated to give back to your past school, because we don't, some of us don't go back to the basic school or the prep school or the primary school. We go back to the high school, so there's no obligation. So when we do it, it just shows that we remember where we are coming from, and we want to help somebody to have a pathway to their success that may not have been as difficult as ours, because we may not have had somebody, but because we're in a position to, we stand beside somebody and help them along the way. And I think that is tremendous. And I have to commend you guys and your entire team. And so we have gone, like, I know you had said that 20 to 30 minutes. It's amazing because we feel like we haven't been on long, but we're close to 50 minutes now. So I'll leave both of you with the rest of the time to kind of say what else you have to say concerning the event, and remind the people about all information concerning August 1st, Emancipation Day at William Knibb Memorial High School, Martha Bray. First game start at 11. Tell the people again, remind them, or if anything that I didn't ask that I think needs to be said, the time is yours now.
All right, management, I think Keegan will finish up on that, but I just want to emphasize on something where we have a number of schools in Trelawney. We don't have a Premier League team in Trelawney. For so many high schools to be there and not having a Trelawney Premier League team, that is hard. So one of the things that we are looking at is to identify the younger ballers, the grassroots footballers, And once we start that, trust me, it will be much easier for the coaches when they reach high school. Because when you reach high school, I don't think as a 15-year-old or 12-year-old, the coach is supposed to teach you how to control the ball. You're supposed to know the control, know the pass, know the fundamentals of the football already. So I think if we start off with this, and it is happening, management, it is happening where the academies are doing that. So we need more of that within Trelawney. So when we have a top baller, we know you're above you, call him, or on it, you call him and say, all right, you come play for it. So that's going to
Careful
drain
now, man. I get
you.
yourself in trouble, because there was a farmer, William Baller from Trelawney, that was at Harbour View, that is overseas now, So, man, people say you're throwing words, So.
No, man, no. Man is man, when I'm talking, I speak about apology, and I'm saying that you have a lot of talents that come out of Trelawney and migrate. You have a lot of footballers go and Moby go play ball.
Yeah,
So
I know. What his name? I think it was Drogba. That played for Reno. What's his name again?
But man is man. My point is that you have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
I'm originally from St. James, I'm originally from St. James, but I'm gonna play my high school football at Trelawney. So at the end of the day, Trelawney must can come up with a Premier League team. Well, Montego Bay speaks for itself. You have Valley Kickers used to be there, Seba, what other, a lot more. I know Mobay United is a highlight from the West.
The last team was Village, right? The last team from Trelawney to have participated in the Premier League was Village.
Yeah, I would think it was Village. And then prior to that, because you had two other teams, you had Invaders, which is my team. And then you had Cooper Spen, who I think played a year or two in the Premier League as well. But that was years ago, though. That was years ago. So
Bakassar never make. Bakassar was in the Premier League, Keegan.
That I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they made it to the Premier League.
Okay.
I think Falmouth was the other team that was close to making it. I don't know.
Falmouth United in recent times.
Yeah, but they were just in the tier 2.
Yeah.
All right. So Keegan, the rest of the time is yours, sir. You kind of top things off right now,
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up, right? And there's something that you said when you began, and let me just go back over that real quick regarding Fitzroy Grizzly, right? You mentioned his name, and I have to say this because I just remembered. He's someone that gives back to this program. Absolutely does. He does, right? So let's big up Fitzroy for that, and kudos to him. Fitzroy does give back to the program. All right. So on to August 1st now. We're reaching out to John Public, Trelawney, St. James, Senton. If you have any affiliation with William the Memorial Eye, and even if you don't, but you know someone who does, it will be a family fun day. And I am going to emphasize family because, yes, we do have music being played on a compound that day, but guess what? It has to be clean, fun-filled family music. Nothing with any expletives or anything of that nature, right? And the DJ is given specific instructions regarding that, right? So bring out your entire family, kids, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, nephews. It's a family fun day, and it's a meet and greet where, we're calling classes from the first year, 1961-62, up until 2023, 2024, current students. Everyone come out, bring out the family. Legends will be on display. The current team, which will play the Costa Cup this year, will be playing against Monroe. So you can come out and get an idea of what to expect. It's early, so they might not be fine-tuned right now, but you get an idea of what to expect for the season. Come out and support the event because everything that we generate on that day in terms of resources goes back to the Da Costa Cup team. Well, let's not just say the Da Costa Cup team because, resources spread sometimes which goes beyond the Da Costa Cup team, right? But every resource that's generated on that day goes back to the school. So nothing goes elsewhere to anyone. It goes back directly to that institution. So we're emphasizing for families to come out and support us on that day.
Yeah, wonderful. Sounds good. Listen, I want to thank you again for taking the time to come on and highlighting this. I hope the people will come out. I know it has been a long day for most of them, but I know that many will watch it tomorrow. And my thing is that these are the kind of efforts that people need to give back to, especially if you're from Trelawney. I always tell people the state of Jamaica is deplorable, but there is hope. And it takes like some simple effort like this, just giving back to a school so that a player can stay in a Da Costa Cup camp, play some football so he doesn't get sucked into the criminality that is around them. And I hope that the folks will come on board and support it. But I know whether or not support comes, this is going to be done because all of you who have been a part of it, like I said, this is more than 10 years. And so I pray that the good Lord will strengthen you and continue to give you wisdom to do this in a way that brings the best results and rewards. And Yeah, and then that they continue to be transparent so people know that the resources that they give, it goes to the cause that you have requested them for. And sometimes we don't see the reward. Sometimes we think like, okay, the reward is sometimes the work that we do is not even the life that is changed. The fact that God has blessed us in our lives and given us breath in our lungs so we can do what we do is the reward for what we do. Sometimes we want the reward of people's life being changed and people getting scholarships and people being big professionals. But many times, the fact that you are able to do what you are doing, given where we all probably came from in life, is the reward.
Mhm.
That is so even if nothing changes where the people are concerned, the fact that this I've been allowed to do this, given just all the things that could have happened in my life, is a reward. And so you are already rewarded because you can do this. You can give back and you can help. And there are greater rewards I know to come from the effort that you're making. So thank you again. And I'm so glad that you took the opportunity to do this. And I am sure sports.
Man's man, we are extending an invitation to you on the 1st of August if you're not doing anything. I mean, you're invited.
Definitely. I keep promising you,
Yes,
like
sir.
this is second year now, And here's the
Right.
thing. I think one year, Ian Manning's at the thing at the same time, and I didn't even get to go to any of them. And one of them I was away.
Yeah, one of them you were aware. But
Yeah,
I wasn't aware that Mannings does something similar. They do?
yeah. I think they had something but they have something I think this weekend as well down there, but it's not. But they are part of the Ali Cup. I think so. I think they have now gone and they have participated in the Ali Cup. But I should be around, and if I'm around, I will be there. You understand me? So shout me when you get here. You understand me? So we can link up. And people, these are good people. Listen, if I'm wherever I am in the state of Florida, and I say codfish, you say, man, is where are you? And I'm telling you, people, that he's going to drive and find me. I'm telling you that. If I need pickup or I need to be moved anywhere, you see, if I say, watch out now, you know that my suitcase is torn. My shoes drop up. Him just say, where are you? I am coming there. You know, like when you understand me, these are good people. If they say, you know, say me here, wherever I am in the state of Florida, in Florida, right? In the state. May I tell him, he will find me. He will
Man's man,
find
remember say my number out there in a man's man. Man, a man come up and see me.
It's good people, it's good people. You understand me? So respect every time. Keegan, blessings to you every time, you understand me?
Yeah, man. Manners and
Uh,
respect, man.
yeah, man, yeah. And hey, it's long time I try to get them on if do it. Them on now do not. You see it? You know, from when they come share them story, them I get synopsis, right, That is all.
Yeah, man's man. Me do you one man's man, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man. We come back and talk about the football journey because my football journey, has been a long
Yeah,
and interesting one. As I told you before, I played for Invaders. When I
yeah,
was 14, 15, Chilean Division 1 and 1. I have a story, so I can come
yeah,
back and tell it. But right now, it's not about our individual story. It's about
yeah.
garnering some support for these kids.
So people don't know this, that a lot of the persons in Trelawney and in Montego Bay that I've interviewed, and some of them go as far as in Hanover, is because, all right, so here's what happened. Let me tell you the story, because me have to tell you what I go on with Codfish, So let me ask Codfish for an interview. He just find somebody else. I said, don't easy no man, my time should come, but all right. So we say, all right, so don't have me do that now. And him say, all right. You ever talk to Cosman Williams yet? You ever call and him just make a connection and say, hey, do an interview with Buddy's Buddy now.
Man's man, I have to pay homage to the elders, because I remember back in the days, I used to go Jared Park, hillside, me go look for some elders that play ball in a man's man. And if I have a contact with them and I can make them start first and get an interview, yeah, man, I'll do it, man.
All right,
you get one from me.
All right, but blessings, man, and have a good night. And thanks again for coming on.
All right,
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. And like we said, at some point we will come back and tell our individual football stories. But right now, it's not about that. It's about garnering some support for these kids, man. And trust me, man, Catfish will come back and tell his story as well. All right.
I set you up, Keegan.
No, man, I'm not set you up, but it's important for your story to be told on a platform like this. Your football journey is an interesting one.
All right, me tell Management. We promise him already, man. So it's gonna
Yeah, man.
happen. Management, thanks for the support. I
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
my pleasure, man. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, so there you go, people. As usual, we have hit the hour marks. I want to thank my two guests today, Mr. Garnet Denton and Kevin Keegan, part of the William Knibb alumni. To all of you who watching it live and those who will watch on the replay, thank you so much. I know I tortured you with 4 hours today, and you're probably social media out, so you'll probably watch it tomorrow. I appreciate that. As you do, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. As usual, when we close our programs, we end it by saying, and we are over, and we are OUT out of here.